let's talk about Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, usuals. I think what's interesting is a story's come out now to suggest that Meghan Markle. Now, you and I and other royal commentators have been talking for some weeks now about Harry's obvious desire to somehow mend the bridges with the royal family over here in Britain and to maybe even come back here, do a few royal duties and regain the love of the British people that he used to have. I think he misses his popular status because people don't like him anymore. So we've talked about that. I think it was always a bit of a long shot because William, you know, I don't think he ever wants to be in the same postcode as his brother ever again, let alone forge some kind of peace pact. The king, I think, is similarly cautious, shall we say. But we always thought, well, that's the reason. It's that the royals over here, you know, maybe not, but you've committed a lot of sins towards the royal family here, Harry, and we're not really ready to forgive you. Maybe the British people aren't ready to forgive you. But now we're hearing that actually Meghan Markle has said to Harry an ultimatum. You go back to Britain. You do more and more appearances, public appearances in Britain. You know, you do some kind of peace deal with the royal family. I, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, I want to be a part of that peace deal. You and I are a team and we go together. Now, if that's the case, if she's saying I've got to be with Harry when Harry makes his peace deal with the royal family over here in Britain, there will be no peace deal.
I mean, according to the Mirror, Meghan feels as though any attempt of a reunion with just Harry is a no-go. She also said that, you know, she has been very clear that she is not about to let Prince William or anyone else drive a wedge between her and Prince Harry. Again, these quotes I would attribute to the Mirror. And yeah, I'm with you. When it comes to a reconciliation, there is another lawsuit. The court case starts. This is not a new one. It's an existing one. But that court case starts in January where Prince Harry accuses his father of, you know, trying to hinder his success in that case. That's just going to rile up the palace. Look at the way they behaved over the last year while the King and the Princess of Wales has suffered from cancer. And it reminds me a little bit of the stories we heard circulating around the Sandringham summit. Do you remember how it was reported that they would not allow Meghan Markle to dial in during the Sandringham summit because they were fearful that she would try to record it? She would try to record a Zoom call. She could try to record the phone call. There was already that lack of trust, before Megxit had officially taken place. So imagine today, after Oprah, after Spare, after the Netflix series, the trust is completely gone. And the idea that she needs to be involved in any sort of peace talks, I think she's just, again, we've talked about this so many times, her insecurity, her fear of rejection. I just think that she reeks of it. And, if there's any sort of reconciliation on the horizon, the reality is it is going to be without her. I don't think that the royal family wants her anywhere near them.
I totally agree with you. I think that, she says, if I'm not involved, Harry, it's a deal breaker. Well, it will be a deal breaker if she is involved, and it will be a deal breaker for King Charles, particularly Prince William, Prince of Wales, and indeed the Princess of Wales, Kate. I don't think they ever want to see her again. So I suspect that if this story is true, that she's saying to Harry, don't you forget about me, I need to be a part of the deal, that'll be more to do with her insecurity about Harry. That if Harry goes to the royals in Britain, if he comes back here more and more, if he does broker some kind of, even tenuous peace deal, if he does that, she will be cut out of the picture. That's what this is all about. And that's what she's worried about, that the pull of Harry's home country and his family may tear him apart from her.
We are seeing so much of Prince Harry solo, Meghan solo too. But I do think when pollsters and when some of these surveyors start to tell us that Prince Harry's popularity is going up, the more and more we see him step away from Meghan Markle, that is when you're going to see the claw come back, and all of a sudden Harry and Meghan are going to be making these joint appearances again, because the last thing Meghan wants is for Prince Harry's popularity to soar while hers continues to flounder. And what is she doing? Prince Harry is out representing Invictus Games. He's out representing charities. He's out representing a life of service. And Meghan's telling us she wants us to buy her friend's new hair care system. Meghan's telling us she wants us to buy these new purses. Their paths are so different, and it's much easier to get behind one of them. It's the one that's kneeling down talking to children with cancer, not the one that's in Venice dancing the night away with her girlfriends that's an expert hair colorist, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, doesn't she, I mean, shouldn't she, if she wants to project an image of unity, this is what I think is really interesting. It seems to me, from what we're discussing, that she wants the world to know, hey, listen, me and Harry, we're still a team. He can't do a deal with the royal family. No peace pacts without me. I have to be involved. Me and Harry, we come as a pair. We're a package. Well, why doesn't she organise just one public appearance with her husband? You know, she doesn't seem to be able to do that. So Harry, we talked about it last week, he went to Chicago on his own to attend an event for the Pat Tillman Foundation. He's been seen back here. He's been to 3 different countries on his own, constantly on his own. You know,
in Vancouver. He was in Vancouver over the weekend. And while Meghan was in Venice, California at a solo event, this happened Thursday night. Meghan was in Venice at a event launching a company she's invested in, a hair care company she's invested in. And then we saw Prince Harry alone in Canada, in Vancouver, promoting the Invictus Games. This is not a one-off. This is a pattern. Yeah.
I think that this is just my speculation, but I think there's a possibility that what this scenario is that she desperately wants to engineer some kind of public display of affection between the two of them. Look, we're together again. And I don't think he's all that keen on doing it because you can't, you know, I mean, time and time again, he just appears on his own. You know, people are saying, where's Meghan? Where is she? So we come back to the same old story that maybe all is not well behind the gilded gates of Montecito Palace, that relationship maybe is in a bit of trouble.
I think that Prince Harry sees the different reaction he gets from the public and from commentators when he's by himself, and he prefers that reaction. He grew up being the one that was out, the royal rebel, the one that was more of an extrovert, the one that wanted to make you laugh. And he loved the praise he got all over the world for being the outsider, but also being the silly one and the one that was unique in a way. And I think that he has not enjoyed the last 4 or 5 years of really negative press attention. And so he probably is enjoying these solo gigs where everybody is going, wow, the old Harry's back. Wow, look at Prince Harry smiling for the first time in such a long time. He seems more comfortable when he's on his own. You know, think about all of the things we've said over the last few months when we've seen him by himself. Comfortable is almost... I feel like comfortable is a lazier way to describe it, but carefree. I mean, his entire posture changes when he's not with Meghan, because I feel like he has so much more to worry about when she's there. He's worried about security. He's worried about the safety of their children. But when he is by himself, he just seems blissful. I'm sorry to say it, but blissful
Yeah.
in the environment that he grew up in, it that he knows he excels in.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just I feel like he likes that positive reaction.
You're right. I think you're absolutely right, Kinsey. He enjoys, if nothing else, he just enjoys solo appearances more than he enjoys appearing in public with his wife. I think that's been proved over the last couple of months. Should we move on? News Nation over there in the States is reporting that a classmate of Prince Harry's at Sandhurst, the Army Officers Training College that he went to, the academy there, he said this classmate is saying that Harry really likes to be ordered around. Which might explain another dynamic of that relationship he has with Meghan.
Yeah, the Duke of Submission.
Yeah.
This is coming from, like you said, a former classmate. According to News Nation, the classmate said Harry likes to be ordered around, told what to do, and sometimes if the attention wasn't on him, he would do little things to get the attention back on him. News Nation attributing that behavior to Harry being the spare, which I get. The Queen Mother would pull Prince William aside. Queen Elizabeth, once Prince William went to Eton, spent a lot of private time with him that Harry didn't get to spend with her. I get this, actually. But they say that behavior has kind of bled into his adult life, and you're seeing him kind of compete, and it's my interpretation, compete with the royal family when it comes to wanting attention. Some might argue that he competes with Meghan, and that's why they're solo. But I would argue that it's likely the royal family. But one question I had from this, because the idea that Prince Harry really likes to be ordered around. I mean, he was at a military academy.
Yeah, he's in the army. I mean, for God's sake, you do get ordered around.
Right, but I'm wondering if maybe we are misinterpreting it, and perhaps this was a nice way for this person, this former classmate, to say he lacks leadership. I'd like you to know what your interpretation is. Could it be that he lacks leadership?
I think that's I mean, I hadn't thought about it, but I think you're right. He's not a leader, I don't think. I really don't. Now, your new president-elect, Donald Trump, hilariously, they have these things across America called the Trump train. So all these MAGA people just like invade a town with all these vehicles beeping their horns saying Donald's back and all that. Well, they rolled through Montecito at the weekend, which I bet you did not ring well with Harry and Meghan.